Hey everyone, so this is your Sound Sensible training. There's really not a professional training or a one-day training to go over this program. So I was just going to explain it to you a little bit more to help you understand it. So who uses Sound Sensible? Sound Sensible is going to be for your students who are too low to qualify for the Spiral 1 program. These are students that do not know their consonant sounds or their letters. So if you have any student who does not know their sounds or letters, you're going to put them in Sound Sensible. Also, sometimes you may have some kindergartners who come in and they do know some of their letters and sounds. I still wouldn't move your kindergartners into Spiral 1. I would always start kindergarten off with Sound Sensible just to go over everything for you with them. It's a fast program. There's only like 40-some lessons, I believe. So I would try, if you started off at the beginning of a school year, to finish that by Christmas time. There are 41 lessons, so you should be able to go through Sound Sensible pretty fast. You have two books. You have your teacher's guidebook and you have your Blackline Masters. So in your Blackline Masters, that's where you're going to find all your copies for your letters, your bingo games, everything like that that you need to make a copy for your students is going to be in your Blackline Master. There's no disc. You do have several cards. I know you guys, let me point this over here. So in this corner right here, I have this little filing system right here where I put all my cards for Sound Sensible. I don't know if you saw that. I'm sorry. I actually laminate all my cards so I can keep them probably forever to use. So I laminate all my cards that goes with them and then put them in a Ziploc bag to keep them organized and separated. So with Sound Sensible, you do have those programs. Okay, my screen went off, sorry. So the first thing I want to show you is how to go through your teacher's guidebook, because this is actually the most complicating teacher's book that I have ever used. It doesn't go front to back, it spaces everything out. So there's 5 parts to a lesson. Every day you're going to teach 5 parts. So I will go ahead and get some sticky notes and label each section of your Sound Sensible book. So step 1 is listening. So I've tabbed step 1. So every day you're going to be working in this tab. Step 2 is rhyming. So every day you're going to work through the rhyming tab. Step 3 is going to be segmentation. Every day you're going to be working through segmentation tab. Step 4 is phoneme and grapheme. Every day you're going to work through this tab. And then step 5, you have the dictation. So every day you're going to work through this tab. So definitely just make sure that you tab your teacher's guidebook so you know where your sections are. Because like I said, this teacher guidebook does not go from front to back in order. It's all broken up into sections. So every day, lessons usually I find it takes me like 40 minutes to get through a lesson. If you have less time, you can break up your steps. You can do like part 1 and 2 on Monday and do part 3, 4, and 5 on Tuesday and just alternate your days like that. It just depends on how much time you have in your schedule to teach it. But it's very fast. It doesn't take as long as Spire takes. So every day I'll go through your steps. Step 1, you have 2 activities you're going to do. So for listening, you're either going to read them a book or you're going to do discrimination between sounds. And it tells you exactly what you're going to do. So every day, pick one of these activities to do. I like to do a read aloud, especially like when it's Halloween or Christmas. You can, pick a lower book for the kids to listen to. And it goes really good with like reading 3D, with identifying the parts of the books, like with print concept and things like that. Title page, your spine. So this is a time when you identify all the different parts of the books for the students. For word pairs, like word discrimination, there's some cards that you actually print off. Here's my cards. So one card has a picture of a dog and a cat, and the other picture has a picture of 2 dogs. So, for example, each child would have a copy of this printout. They'd have 2 cards, and I would say, Pat, Pat. they would repeat those words. If those words are the same, they would hold up the card with the two dogs. If those words were different, like Pam, Bam, they would hold up the card with the dog and the cat. So every day you're going to do step 1, which is listening. They're going to listen to you read a story and ask some questions, or you're going to do the word pairs with discrimination. It actually has the list of words that you can use every day. So every day start your lesson off with that, and it goes into more detail in the lesson. Step 2 is rhyming. Now there are different activities that you do with rhyming, but you don't, so like activity 1 is introduction to rhymes. So you're going to have some rhyming cards that you're going to go over every day. And you're not going to go on to the next activity, which is matching rhymes. You're not going to do that until they have completely learned the introductory to rhymes. And they say like 80%. And you can tell once your group has gotten everything they've learned. So once they've learned 80% on that activity, you can move on to the next activity. But only do one activity a day. And that activity is... there's the rhyming cards, and you would say there's a broom in the room. They have to know, they would say broom. They know that broom and room rhymes because it has the same ending sound. So that's your step 2 that you're going to do every day in your book. Step 3 is segmentation. There are also different activities. There's sentence segmentation, syllable segmentation, and word segmentation. You're only going to do one activity. So you're going to start off with sentence segmentation. You are not going to move on to syllable segmentation until your students have mastered sentence segmentation. And you may do the whole Sound Sensible program and never get to syllable segmentation. They may need to repeat it. So do not do syllable segmentation until they have mastered sentence segmentation. There's different ways to modify this. This is how I do it because it's easy. I would say, for example, here's my sentence. I love school. Everybody say, I love school. Now listen to Miss Miller as I write this on my board. And I'm going to draw a line for each word. I love school, period. Now let's read this sentence together. I love school. Can everyone please circle where the word school would go? So then they'd read it back, I love school. And they circled school. Erase your board, do a new sentence. They're not actually writing in Sound Sensibles. They're just learning how to segment a sentence. That words belong to space. There's spaces between words and things like that. So that's the way I do that part of the lesson. I've seen teachers, cut strips of papers out and have the little blocks of papers represent a word. You could do circles to represent a word, but I actually like to have them write it on something because, you're eventually going to be writing a sentence inspired, so I have them do that. Step 4, this is where you introduce your letters. Now this part does go in order, so it'll tell you lesson 1, you're going to introduce the letter P, and it's going to tell you what you need to introduce letter P with. You'll go over your cards and you'll learn how to write the letter P. And then it goes, so you do this part in order. You're not looking for 80% accuracy, you're doing this part in order. Lesson 2, you're going to review letter P. So on Monday you'd introduce P, Tuesday you're going to review the letter P, and so forth. It goes on, it continues that way. And then step 5 is dictation. This is the last part you're going to do every day. And this part, it's a lot like Spire, but you're only doing sounds. They're not actually writing out words, but it will tell you, and this part goes in order. So lesson 1, you would dictate, where is lesson 1? Let's go to lesson 2, reviewing letter P. So I would say, everybody say P. Everybody says P. Let's write P, the letter that makes that sound in your hand. They'd say P. And on their paper, they're going to write the letter P. And the format that I use for that is in your Blackline Master. and it says sounds and it says words. So we're just going to be starting off the first day saying p, 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 p. Write the letter that makes that sound. And then for words, you're not actually wanting them to spell a word. You're wanting them to hear the beginning sound in the word. So I'll say, everybody say pat. What sound does pat begin with? And they'll say p. Write the letter that pat begins with. So they'll write a P right here. And that's all in part step 5 for dictation. Now, giving grades for Sound Sensible, there's nothing to measure anything. There's nothing formal like Spire has quick checks and like Form A and Form B. Sound Sensible doesn't have that. So I've kind of created my own thing. I'll teach a lesson on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if I've taught the letters P, B, T, and D, then on Friday I'll say write the letter D. And they should be able to write the letter D. I'll say number 2, write the letter that makes the sound T. They should write a letter T. I'll say write the letter that the word dog starts with, or the sound or whatever, and they would write the letter D. So that's just like a quick little assessment, teacher-made assessment to let you know that they're getting it, and so that way you'll have some grades to represent what they're doing in your classroom. I know this is really fast. So I hope this helps you guys out. If it doesn't help you out, if there's any part of the lesson whenever you start teaching it that you don't feel comfortable doing, if you'll let me know, I'll make another video of, I can make a recording of me teaching that lesson and then send it to you guys, each teacher individual. So anything you want me to do, let me know and I can try to record it for you and get it all sent out if you have any questions. You know, I do the resource at the primary school. Melanie, she teaches self-contained at the middle school. So whichever one you feel like you can relate to more and reach out to, let us know. You know, Melanie is probably going to be able to help a self-contained teacher better than what I could help a self-contained teacher with, because that's what she's dealing with right now. So just reach out to us. We are here to help. We do not mind, you know, making videos for you, talking to you on the phone, sending you things the way we do it. We're here to help. We hope you guys have got everything set up for Spire and everything going smooth. Let us know if you need anything. Thanks, guys. Bye.